What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. He's Michael Darcy of KC Sports Report, and today we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs re-signing wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, the Kansas City Chiefs made yet another move in free agency, bringing back one of their own players earlier today when Jordan Schultz reported, NFL Insider on X, that Chiefs wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster is re-signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster had 18 catches for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. The former Pro Bowler had interest elsewhere, but wanted to stay in Kansas City. Now, Michael, I brought you on today to talk about this move, but there's been a lot of moves that we really need to catch up on, me and you, but we'll just kind of talk about JuJu in this one video. But I think really, Michael, this is a no-brainer re-signing for the Kansas City Chiefs. When you looked up and down the list of free agents that we think they should have brought back, JuJu was pretty high on that list. Over the past few days, the Chiefs have made some very savvy moves to fill needs before the draft. I think this is considered another one. They needed another veteran wide receiver, I think. I like JuJu a lot. He plays hard. He blocks his ass off when he's on the field. He showed up big multiple times in the postseason. Like, he's cheap. I don't think there's really a better option here than JuJu Smith-Schuster. And I don't think they're done adding yet necessarily either. I think they'll probably end up drafting another receiver in this upcoming NFL draft to go with what they already have.
Luther Burden.
That would be a good one. But JuJu Smith-Schuster, he's back, Michael. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, Josh, this one's not very surprising. When DeAndre Hopkins signed with the Ravens, I was kind of like, okay, they didn't really have interest in him. Listen, if the Chiefs wanted D-Hop would be on the Chiefs. But I think that they wanted to get someone that actually contributed in this offense last year. And JuJu Smith-Schuster, for getting cut by the Patriots, brought in, he just knows the system. He knows the system very well. He has good chemistry with Patrick Mahomes, and you saw him make big-time plays in that AFC Championship game. And I was kind of like, JuJu Smith-Schuster is the guy that, we should be like looking out for. We all thought it was going to be DeAndre Hopkins or was going to be like Justin Watson. JuJu Smith-Schuster, he was that guy. And I don't think that he's a very good wide receiver 2 or even really a wide receiver 3. If he's your wide receiver 4, though, you're in a really good spot.
Yeah, and it's important that you bring up DeAndre Hopkins because I think it was really between him or JuJu. I don't think they were ever going to bring back both, but they were going to bring back one. And it sounds crazy to say, Michael, because I don't think anyone would have said this a year ago. But I think JuJu Smith-Schuster is more likely to have 100 yards in a game than DeAndre Hopkins at this point because we saw that down the stretch. Like, JuJu was contributing to this team. DeAndre Hopkins was not. And I know a bunch of Ravens fans are excited about bringing in D-Hop, and they think this is someone that has juice left in the tank. I think he's done, Michael, and I think we saw that last year. I think JuJu Smith-Schuster, again, is a better fit for the offense. He produced more for the Kansas City Chiefs when it mattered. Again, he's a good blocking wide receiver. He's a good veteran to have in the room. Awesome teammate as well. Great personality to have. And, I think between him and D-Hop, the choice was pretty clear.
For sure. And I think that JuJu Smith-Schuster, he's also younger. He's got more years in this offense. And he is, if he can stay healthy, a really good option for Patrick Mahomes. I don't think that he can be a top 3 option, but with Hollywood Brown, he's not a top 3 option. And I think that if you draft one more wide receiver, your receiver room is set. You got Xavier Worthy. You've got Rashee Rice. He's going to have to serve suspension and all that kind of stuff. You've got Hollywood Brown, who you just re-signed to a 1-year deal. You've got JuJu Smith-Schuster. You draft someone else in the first or second round, and Josh, your wide receiver room is fine.
Yeah, and I would think it's probably in the best shape it's been in a long time if you're also drafting a guy in those first 3 to 4 picks. And they don't necessarily have to either. Like, I think it's fine as long as they get everyone back and healthy. But, I expect them to probably add at least one more through the draft or even free agency because There's some uncertainty right now with Xavier Worthy. There's uncertainty about when Rashee Rice is going to be on the field.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if they don't add, it's like, I think you're fine. And you're not pigeonholed. That's the most important part here. You're not pigeonholed in taking a wide receiver at whatever pick, and you can say that for most of the Chiefs roster right now. Like, I think,
Yeah.
Michael, if the Chiefs had to roll the ball out today and play a game, like, I think they're fine, really. Like, as not even just at wide receiver, but like as a roster. And I don't think that's a position they've been in for a long time, but they've really nailed free agency to this point, making savvy moves, bringing guys back in the spots and where they need bodies. And I mean, like, you can just sit back in the NFL draft and take best player available at every pick.
Well, not only that, Josh, I'm really glad that you brought that up. So often it feels like the Chiefs have overpaid in free agency. Like they sign someone like a Jawan Taylor. They signed someone like a Joe Tooney, and Joe Tooney's contract worked out, but it seemed like they would often spend a couple, big dollars in free agency. All of the moves they made this year are very savvy. 1-2 year deals. The guarantees aren't super high.
Cheap.
They can get out of them if they need to. And like you said, they could play football tomorrow if they had to. But you're going into a position where you're going to Green Bay and you can draft the best player available in every single round. It doesn't matter what position they play. And I think that really bodes well for this Chiefs team. But Josh, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that a lot this offseason, if the Chiefs want to continue this dynastic run, they're going to need to hit in this draft.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're going to have to add because I think, you saw in the Super Bowl what the Chiefs' weaknesses were. I think they've done a good job so far in free agency, kind of finding contributors at those spots in which they were weak. But we know, Michael, in this league, if you're staying the same, you're not getting better. So although I'm, glad to see the Chiefs bringing back a lot of these guys, staying the same is not getting better. You need to get better. And the best way, the best path to doing that for the Kansas City Chiefs this offseason is through the NFL draft.
Yeah. And I think that there's less pressure now to go in and just say, we have got to get 3 starters in this draft. You don't have that kind of pressure. Now, you do have to think, what's next year? What's the year after that? But like really next offseason, that's when you have to talk about the 2022 draft class and paying some people that you might not want to pay or moving on. And the Chiefs have shown they're going to move on from someone a year early rather than a year late. And so I expect them to draft some players at key positions and try to develop them for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be here all season, guys, to talk about all that stuff. So with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content, more Chiefs content. You can check out my work on showmefootball.com, arrowheadaddict.com. We will be here. And then also make sure you guys subscribe to Michael's channel, KSC Sports Report. But on top of that, Michael, anything else you want to plug?
No, that's perfect. That's where you guys can find me. Daily Chiefs content for the most part. I think not really posting stuff on the weekends. Probably need to get back on that, but it's kind of been slow outside of the booms in free agency. It's been slow around here.
Yeah, but that'll probably pick up here pretty soon as we approach NFL draft time. But guys, that's all the time we have for this video. So once again, make sure you go down in the description, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Michael's channel. We'll continue to pump out content. We appreciate you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.